What's up guys, Rhino here and welcome to my latest FIFA 19 video. So guys, we're pretty much like right in the thick of it now in terms of the Black Friday event. Obviously goes across like the entirety of the weekend and through to like Cyber Monday. EA have released various like lightning rounds of packs and loads of different like SBCs, like Flash SBCs and things like that. But one SBC which they did release yesterday, which is not like a Flash SBC, it is out for the whole of the event basically. So I think it's got, we'll have a look here, so 1 day, 20 hours remaining, is this Flashback Daniel Sturridge card that they've released. Now, this is to commemorate the 2013-14 season, the year when Liverpool finished like second in the league. He played up front with Suarez and they did phenomenally well. Now, haters will say that this card should probably have like a photo of Suarez on it because of like a lot of people believe that the only reason Sturridge played so well was because of Suarez. But I personally believe that, I mean, I could be a little bit biased being a Liverpool fan, but I personally believe that he had a phenomenal season in his own right and he thoroughly deserves this card. And the stats are a pretty good reflection of it as well. Like he had pace back then, which is always like a good thing to come back to, since he's obviously lost a bit of that now, and his current card reflects that, which is a little bit disappointing. If we have a look at his in-game stats as well, does look very good. I mean, 93 sprint speed is phenomenal. He has like 89 finishing, 88 composure, just really good like all-round general stats really. He's only got 72 stamina, but there's plenty of very good forwards out there who have similar stamina, or maybe like which is like one or two more, stuff like that. So it's not really going to be too bad. Especially like I can imagine a lot of you guys maybe might just use him off the bench if you can't sort of link him in. You know, it's good. You can get good links with Liverpool players to be in Prem, but if you needed like an English player, that could potentially be a problem. So that's obviously the kind of downside. But stats in general are really good, like 90 jumping, 84 strength. We're looking at like 87 ball control, 86 dribbling, 84 long shots. Curve is surprisingly low actually, 70 curve. I thought that might have been a little bit higher, but really good stats. And a Liverpool fan's dream, to be honest. Like this week's been really good for the Liverpool cards really. There was like obviously 4 players in the team of the week and this flashback card as well. So really excited to get this one done. Only 2-star week for it, but you know that he's always had that. That's kind of what you're going to expect really. But we'll jump into it, guys. There's 2 different squads you need to do. So one squad, You'll Never Walk Alone, which is obviously going to be a Liverpool squad, and the 3 lines, which is going to be based around like an England squad. So we'll start off with the You'll Never Walk Alone. This one, the reward is a mega pack. You need at least 1 Liverpool player, at least 1 team of the week player. The real sticky point of this is that the squad has to be at least 85 rated. Now that means that you're going to be spending a fair chunk of cash if you don't have players in your club already. And I experienced this a little bit to a certain extent. I probably bought about half of these players, I'd say. 80 chemistry is the chemistry requirement, which isn't too bad. That's not that difficult to get hold of. But that's all really for the requirements, guys. Now, I suppose probably the best way to start really is by saying what team of the week card I picked up. So I actually ended up going for like James Forrest. He doesn't link with anybody. I basically just went onto the market, had a look at like just flicking through any kind of like highly rated informs that were of a fairly kind of cheap price. Now most of the ones that are about 15 to 20k tend to be like the 80, 81. Some are like the 82 overalls, but you do actually manage to find James Forrest. So I picked up for like 18,500 coins, which is an 84. Now an 84 and an 85 rated squad isn't too bad, but if you were going to pick up one like the 81s or 82s, then you are going to be then needing slightly higher rated cards for the rest of the positions. So I thought it'd be quite a wise idea to pick up a fairly high rated inform as well, just to make the rest of the squad a little bit easier. And Forrest fits the bill perfectly really, even though he obviously doesn't link to very many other highly rated players. Because you only need 80 chemistry, you can sort of just squeeze him in there really. Like you can see I've got him completely out of position. He should actually be at the complete other end of the pitch really, but he works fine. Now building from the back, I have Schmeichel, who was one of the first owner players, 84 rated, so not too bad. Company was a first owner, 85, again that's okay. I did buy Toby Alderweireld, 85, he's 12k him. I'm trying to think what I originally wanted to put in there. I think I had like I think it might have been Laporte actually. I had an 83 rated Laporte, but I had to remove him because of the rating. But obviously, originally I was thinking, oh, quite a nice link there, like Laporte and company, but that didn't work out. Carvajal is a first owner, 84 rated. I bought Parejo, who's an 86 rated card for 19k. Obviously gets a good link to Carvajal, works quite nicely. My Liverpool player is Naby Keita. Now, that's only because he's a first owner. Well, actually, no, he's not a first owner. I did buy him. I've got a Liverpool squad on the go, actually, guys. I should probably mention that. He's actually from my Liverpool squad, but only cost me like 1,200 coins because I bought that ages ago, so almost feels like a first owner. Already in my club anyway at the time of building this particular squad. I would imagine he probably goes for like 3 or 4k now, maybe. He wouldn't have gone up like a huge amount because 83 isn't like a great rated card to put into this particular squad, but it works for me. Probably if you had to buy somebody from scratch, my recommendation would probably maybe like Alisson, 85 rated Alisson. I know before this came out he was only about 9k. I think he's about 14, 15 maybe now, something like that. This is yesterday, to be fair, that I looked, so it could have changed a little bit, but not like hugely expensive for him. Javi Martinez is in there as well, 84 rated. He cost me about 5k, so not too bad there, but you can see just at that point I've got mainly 84s, you know, 183 in there, but 186 and a couple of 85s. So we're well on course for the 85 rated team there. Right wing, I bought Iago Aspas because it links with Parejo with the Spanish BBVA link. That was about 12k for him. 85 red cards, that's not too bad. On the left, we've got Ribery, who links to Javi Martinez with the Bayern Munich link. Literally like 10k for like an 85 rated card. Really nice. And then up front, I've gone for Thomas Muller, who is an 86, 16k for him, which is quite good considering, I mean, like Parejo's an 86 was like 19k, so to pick up another 86 for 16 isn't actually too shabby at all there. So that I was quite happy with that. I would recommend Bundesliga players, like especially Bayern Munich players. They're obviously kind of the main team in the Bundesliga for big cards, and that is because so many of their players are really poor in game this year. Like, they're not very usable. So obviously you see I've got like Ribery, Muller, Javi Martinez. Another example would be Robben if you wanted to get like a right winger on the other side. Maybe even like Kimmich at right back. Possibly, maybe not like to this kind of like extreme extent, but even like Hummels, I can't imagine he's like overly expensive for like an 89, I think he is this year. So there's a few players like that who are just like really slow in game and they're not going to be worth any kind of value at all. And the reason they're so bad as well is because they're like aging players like Ribery, Robben. They're getting on. They're really poor now. So that works quite nicely. In terms of like overall kind of cost of this particular squad, for me personally, I think it's about, I'll try and add it up here. So we've got 12, we'll say like 31. I won't include Naby Keita because I don't really feel, it didn't feel like it cost me for this particular one because I had him ages ago. So take it up to like 36. Aspas will say 12, so that's 48. Muller takes it up to 64. Ribery takes up to about 74, and then Forest. So you're looking at about 92k for that particular one, which is, you know, that's a fair amount of money. You know, I could understand people's reservations with that particular squad, but for me personally, having some of the like couple of the players in the squad already, and just because of who it is, and I have like quite good, you know, like personal like fondness towards the particular player. So for me personally, I very much I'm not exactly going to be too disheartened to lose that amount of coins. You can see sorry, you can't see, but I do have like 91k at the top as well still. So that's not too bad really. I've still got some spare coins if anything else does pop up, if I do want to do anything else. And if worse comes to worse, I can just sell a player on my team or say, I mean, my team's actually really bugging me at the moment as well. Just off the back of a couple of Foot Champs games, and they've been really bad. The lighting appears to have gone as well. It's just the light. I'm not getting much light off my screen. There we go. Because of the particular bit we're on. But yeah, Foot Champs has not been going particularly well, but I won't bother going off into that tangent because that could take all day. The other squad is the Three Lions. You can see I've got a gap, but I've got a reason for having a gap, and I'll fill that in a second. You need one English player for this one. Again, a Team of the Week player. Only an 83 rated squad this time, and 80 chemistry again. So fairly similar, but it's just a lower rated team, and it makes it a lot easier to complete. So all of these are first owner for me, except for the one player that I'll put in there in a second in that slot. But I've got Kepa, first owner, 83 rated. That's absolutely cool. We've got Vasalco's first owner and De Vrij. They link quite nicely. I ended up just throwing them in because I didn't really have like a lot of Premier League players. I wanted just to go all Prem, just make it nice and simple for myself, but I couldn't. So I had to put a couple of Inter Milan players in there. You see I've got like Jonas up front, or Jonas, whatever you call him. 84 rated card there. Don't mind too much about putting him because I do actually have another duplicate of him on the transfer list, so I can just throw that one straight back into my club and replenish that, so that's not too bad. Christensen is the other centre-back who's an 82, first owner. Danny Rose is a first owner, 80 rated. That's the English player that I've gone for. I do actually have John Stones in the club, but I ended up just, you know, I could get away with putting Rose in, basically. There's plenty of, you know, kind of like average rated English players out there you can put in. You don't necessarily need to go all out for like a higher rated card. You know, you don't need to go for, obviously I wouldn't expect you to go for like Harry Kane, but maybe like, for example, like Dele Alli, who's like an 84, I think he is this year, 83, 84. You wouldn't even need to really put somebody like him in. I'm sure you've got plenty of English players in your club of like a similar kind of rating to Rose or Stone, something like that. You can just throw in. They work absolutely fine. Mata's in there, who was a first owner, 83 rated. Obviously out of position, but that's absolutely cool. We've got Idrissa Gueye, who's first owner. There's Gylfi Sigurdsson, first owner. There's Wilf Zaha, who's first owner. And the other player, which I'm going to go put in there now, is just to quickly delve into my transfer list. And I think you could probably imagine who it's going to be. I couldn't actually, obviously, have them both in the club at the same time, but I've got another James Forrest there, which I'll send in. Again, because he's like 84 rated and he was kind of like the cheapest high rated inform out there that I could find. So I was like, you know what, I'll just buy him for both squads. If you need two informs, I may as well just pick up the same one. There's not really any harm in doing that. I had no intention of having somebody that had links, so it really wasn't an issue for me. So yeah, James Forrest works absolutely fine. And that gets that done, guys. So 18k for him. That is the only player that's costing a bit of money there. So if you add that on to the amount of the previous squad, you're looking at about 110k for me personally. I've seen estimations for this SBC to cost roughly about, I don't know, like 135, 140k. That was yesterday, so it could have changed ever so slightly. I know obviously like prices have been a bit crazy at the moment, going up and down, but yeah, if you can get it at the right time, then you can, like, you know, maybe on like a lightning round, like 100k packs or like ultimate packs or something like that, you might be able to get it a little bit cheaper. But certainly if you've got a few players in your club, like I did for this particular squad, then it makes it a lot easier. But it's just up to you guys really whether you want to do this particular one. I wouldn't say like that it's, you know, definitely worth it. Like obviously I've not used the card. I've heard some good things about it and it looks like it'd be a good card, but the 2-star weak foot could be a letdown. But it's just one of those things, like I've said it in the past, like for me personally, this particular player, I've got like, you know, I've got good fondness towards him, so it works for me, but I can totally understand why other people wouldn't want to go for him. But yeah, here he is anyway, about to walk out. I'm not sure, maybe he might do his little dance. He should do his dance. I'll be pretty disappointed if he doesn't. In the Liverpool kit as well, especially for this SBC. He's dabbed. Come on, he's dabbed. Why? You gotta get the Sturridge celebration out, surely. You can't even really see it on my webcam because it doesn't fit, because I'm too zoomed in, aren't I? But you gotta get it involved. He's gotta be doing it. 88 rated Daniel Sturridge though, that is absolutely cool. And before I end this video, guys, I do have 2 more little packs to open for you, and one of them I'm just gonna go claim now. I figured that, yeah, let's get involved in this whole Black Friday thing. As much as like I didn't really want to at first, I feel like it's a bit of a waste. You know, I'm at that kind of like FIFA rage. You know, I've had a bit of a bad experience on Foot Champs, so I'm like, you know what, I don't care anymore. I'm just gonna do some of these SBCs. I've already done one of these untradeable Team of the Week upgrades, guys, and I've got another one right there which is ready to submit. I'll quickly talk you through how you get it done. 83 rated team, 40 chemistry. That's all you need. Literally, that is it. It's so simple to do. All of these players for this one and the other one which I did just before this video were already in my club. You can see I've got Hideki, Domenico Vida, we've got Romagnoli, Jonathan Tah, Stefan Savic, Lamar. It's Lamar, isn't it? Yeah, I thought I said something completely different then. Tolisso, Vasquez, Tovan, Ziyech and Bakambu. It works absolutely fine. I've literally got 2 84 rate cards actually in there. I've got Tovan as well, he's an 84. 4 83s, 4 82s and 180, and that, you know, absolutely smashed out of the park. I don't know if I would necessarily kind of recommend these, but I mean, we'll find out. We'll find out what I get. I'm definitely not going to do any of the tradable ones unless these 2 cards that I get are just complete garbage, and I may consider it. But to do the tradable one, you have to submit 2 Team of the Week cards plus the 83 rated team. So I didn't really have anybody in my club originally, so if these cards aren't very good and then it leads to me having a couple of Team of the Week cards, then I may do it, but it's not really my intention. Hopefully I just get some decent players here, and and we can just kind of leave it and move on really. But yeah, these are kind of like rage ones. Hopefully we get something good, but to be honest, I can't imagine that a lot of them are going to be overly worth it, just because despite there being a lot of really good cards out there at the moment, guys, and they've released, you know, all these like the best of team of the week things, all like the Mbappe, Neymar, people like that, Suarez. There's still a lot of trash out there. There's still a lot of really bad players out there. There's no like minimum rating on these packs, I don't believe. So yeah, literally, it says guarantees one currently active team of the week player, actually. Currently active. So okay, so that's not actually as bad as I thought. I thought that it possibly was like from any team of the week. So that's not too bad. There's not going to be as much trash, I suppose. But, you know, there's still a bit of trash on the bench and reserves this particular team of the week. Chances are you probably get something like that. I mean, I know I tend to, but we'll have a look at that in a second. I'll quickly open up these packs as well. We've got the Prime Gold Players Pack and the Mega Pack to open from the Daniel Sturridge SBC. So maybe we can get something huge out of this to make this video a success anyway. We don't kick off with anything too exciting there. In fact, not even a board, which is pretty poor. It's going to be Rugani, which is pretty poor. I might already have him, to be fair. I got a feeling I've already got him. Maybe not. Mathieu Bernard. Okay, so 50-50 kind of thing there. We will just chuckle that into the transfer list. But the main thing really that we're for, guys, is these Team of the Week packs. I mean, if we can get something in the Mega Pack, then happy days. Kind of takes the pressure off these other packs, but I can't imagine it will. That didn't look like a walkout. No, not even a board again. Wow, that is bad. I mean, this is why I've not been opening packs, this Black Friday thing. I'm sure they reduced the luck or something. I mean, I know it's quite a bold statement to make, but it's always felt like in the past. There's a Catalyst chemistry style. Yeah, and I feel bad for like throwing accusations out there and stuff about how they kind of like, how EA run their company and how it works, but you have to feel at times that on these events they do like reduce the luck or something. But anyway, that's for someone else. But first Team of the Week pack then, guys. We're looking for the walkout wins. I think if it's a walkout, then it should mean it's at least an 84, and it's not. Oh my god, what a poor pack this is going to be. Swedish goalkeeper. Like, who is that, man? Olsen. 81 rated Olsen. So yeah, first of all, it's looking like this is really not going to be worth it. So, you know, probably don't do these. So right now, we're heading towards doing a tradable one. Another time. I probably won't do it in a video. I'll just drop on my Twitter if you want to, you know, follow that. Link will be in the description if you want to see what player I do get. This has got to be something good to try and save this, to try and make it a little bit more worthwhile. I want it to be at least a walkout. It's not even a walkout again. It's going to be like an 83 or lower again, I think. It better not be the same player. Who is it? Oh, is it? Oh, wow. It's that camera. Oh my god, really? Yeah, guys, don't do them. Do not do those. Seriously, do not put yourselves through the pain. That was awful. What a waste. What an absolute waste, man. I mean, that is really bad. Like, look at that. You know, we get a guy off the bench and another guy off the bench. Not ideal. That is going to be the end of the video, guys. I mean, nothing new here. We've got poor pack luck all the time. I'm wondering if it's ever going to change. I mean, I'm wondering if the account is actually cursed. We're still, at this point in the year, the best player that we have pulled on this account is Jan Oblak, who sold for 70k at the time. We have still not topped that. But hopefully at some point in the future we might be able to top that. But that is going to be it, guys. Hopefully, you know, obviously the main thing was like the Daniel Sturridge video. So hopefully that was quite useful for you, and hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, then feel free to leave a like. Comment to let me know what players you got. And if there's any kind of like cheaper informs that are out there, other than like Forest, you might be quite useful to use. Just so it can like help out other people. Don't necessarily have to go for like the exact same one as me, just because you never know, like price may go up. So yeah, obviously leave a few comments about that. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, just to keep up to date with all my latest FUT 19 content that's going to be on the way. And like I said earlier, I just kind of touched on it. You can follow me on Twitter as well. Obviously, like links to like my Instagram and stuff like that. It's all in the description below as well if you are interested in that. Just little updates that don't always appear in my videos or like streams in the future that I will be doing. But that is it from me, guys. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.